Carlton lobs it in, taken away by Phoebus, off to Stewart. 28 years in the making, the New York Liberty are WNBA champions!
The New York Liberty just won the WNBA Championship with an unrelenting display of skill, teamwork, and determination. Their run wasn't just impressive, it was a statement to the league that this team is here to build a dynasty. From game-changing performances by their star players to clutch moments under pressure, the Liberty's journey to the title was nothing short of spectacular. Of course, there were a few controversial referee whistles along the way, but we'll save that conversation for another time. Now imagine this, the Liberty, fresh off their championship, add a player like Satou Sabally to their roster. The balance of power in the WNBA could shift so drastically, teams like the Indiana Fever would face an even steeper climb to relevance. But here's the thing, the Fever have the tools to stop this nightmare from becoming reality. The question is, will they? What's up, Hoops Nation? Today we're diving deep into why the Indiana Fever must do everything, and I mean everything, to keep Satou Sabally out of the clutches of the New York Liberty. And more importantly, we'll talk about how pairing Satou with Caitlin Clark in her sophomore season could change the entire trajectory of the Fever franchise. Let's start with why the Liberty are even in the conversation. The Liberty are set up for long-term success, but their window to win championships is wide open right now. They already have Breanna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu, and Jonquel Jones, arguably the most talented trio in the league. But there's one catch, Courtney Vandersloot's contract. Vandersloot's deal runs through 2024, and while she's an incredible floor general, she's not the long-term solution at point guard. By 2025, Vandersloot will likely be off the books, freeing up approximately $195,000, leaving the Liberty with $586,293 in total cap space. This would allow the Liberty to make a serious run at adding Satou Sabally to their roster without sacrificing much of their existing core. And here's another wrinkle. Satou's sister, Breanna Stewart, already plays for the Liberty, but that's not her only connection to New York. Satou and Sabrina Ionescu have a bond that dates back to their college days at Oregon, where they were a dominant duo for the Ducks. And as fate would have it, the two will also be playing together in the upcoming Unrivaled league. You can't tell me Sabrina isn't already doing her best to recruit Satou. If you see her whispering on the bench, you know what's going down. Adding Satou to that mix, it's a family reunion that spells disaster for the rest of the league. Sabally's skill set is tailor-made for the Liberty. She's a dynamic scorer, averaging career highs across the board with the Dallas Wings. But her game goes beyond the box score. She's a facilitator, a rebounder, and an improving defender. Picture this lineup: Sabrina at the 1, Stewie and Jonquel in the front court, and Satou operating as a do-it-all forward. It's the kind of lineup that would make opposing coaches lose sleep. The possibilities are endless. Pick and roll combinations, defensive versatility, and an offense that could score from anywhere on the court. Imagine Satou setting screens for Sabrina, who can either pull up for a 3 or lob it to Jonquel in the post. Satou could also play the role of a point forward, initiating fast breaks with her passing and vision. Defensively, the trio of Stewie, Jonquel, and Sabally would be nearly impenetrable, switching seamlessly and contesting shots at every angle. And don't overlook Sabally's ability to hit clutch shots. She thrives in moments when the team needs a basket under pressure, making her an invaluable asset late in games. Add her ability to crash the boards and generate second chance opportunities, and then you have a team that's as dominant on the glass as they are in transition. With Satou, the Liberty could take their already championship winning formula and elevate it to legendary status. If the Liberty pull this off, they're not just building a championship contender, they're building a dynasty. And the rest of the league better take notice. So, where does that leave the Indiana Fever? Well, they have one of two choices. Sit back and watch the Liberty build a dynasty, or step up and make their own play for Satou Sabally. The Fever have a projected $657,639 in cap space heading into the 2025 season, ranking among the top in the league. However, if they choose to designate Kelsey Mitchell as their core player, offering her a supermax contract of $249,244, their available cap space would reduce to approximately $408,395. Even with this allocation, the Fever maintained the financial flexibility to offer Sabally a maximum contract while keeping their young core intact. Think about the possibilities. Clark's elite scoring, range, and playmaking combined with Mitchell's consistent offensive production and leadership, paired with Sabally's versatility and ability to impact both ends of the floor. This trio wouldn't just make the Fever competitive, it could make them one of the most exciting teams to watch in the WNBA. And let's not forget, pairing Sabally with Aaliyah Boston gives the Fever the ability to dominate in the paint. With Boston's strength and defensive presence and Sabally's versatility and scoring ability, opposing teams would have a nightmare trying to contain them. This isn't just about the numbers, it's about what Sabally could mean for this franchise. Imagine the Fever transforming from a rebuilding team to a legitimate playoff contender in one offseason. Let's dive deeper into what makes this core so special. Caitlin Clark, even as a rookie, proves she can change the game with her deep shooting and court vision. Kelsey Mitchell is a proven scorer and leader who can thrive both on and off the ball. Adding Sabally gives the Fever a versatile, athletic forward who can finish at the rim, knock down threes, and create her own shot. This trio has the potential to dominate in transition. Clark's ability to push the pace and find open teammates perfectly complements Sabally's ability to run the floor and finish. Mitchell's scoring threat ensures defenses can't collapse on either Clark or Sabally. Beyond transition play, Sabally's skill set opens up a wealth of options in the half-court offense. She can operate as a secondary playmaker, taking pressure off Clark, or exploit mismatches in the post with her footwork and size. Picture Sabally setting high screens for Clark, creating opportunities for pick-and-pop threes or backdoor cuts. On defense, her versatility allows her to guard multiple positions, enabling the Fever to switch seamlessly and disrupt opposing offenses. With Sabally in the mix, the Fever's offense becomes a multi-dimensional threat. Imagine her threading a bounce pass to Mitchell, cutting to the rim, or kicking out to Clark for a deep three. Add her ability to crash the boards and generate second chance points, and you have a team that can hurt opponents in countless ways. Together, this trio wouldn't just elevate the Fever, they'd redefine how dynamic and cohesive a young WNBA team can be. Clark delivering pinpoint passes to cutters, Mitchell hitting clutch jumpers, Sabally kicking it out to Clark for deep threes. It's a vision that could turn the Fever into contenders, but it's more than just flashy plays. It's about building a culture of winning and excitement in Indiana. So how do the Fever make this happen? They need to move fast and aggressively. First, solidify who will be staying on the roster and make the necessary trades to consolidate the roster. Second, sell Sabally on the idea of being the centerpiece of a rising dynasty alongside Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell. And finally, outbid the Liberty at all costs. Sabally wouldn't just be joining a team, she'd be shaping his future. Imagine the headlines. Satou Sabally joins Clark and Mitchell to lead Fever back to glory. It's a win-win for both sides. Indiana's $400,000 cap space gives them an edge in offering the max, but they'll need to compete with New York's allure and the Sabally family connection. It's going to take more than just money. The Liberty are already stacked. Adding Sabally to their roster could make them unstoppable. Imagine the offensive firepower of Stewie, Sabrina, and Satou working in harmony. It's a nightmare for opposing defenses. But for the Fever, this is so much more than just a defensive strategy to weaken the Liberty. This is about a once-in-a-generation opportunity to reshape their future and build a legacy. Caitlin Clark, already one of the most electrifying players in the league, paired with the steady leadership and scoring of Kelsey Mitchell, would form a devastating core. Adding Sabally to this mix, you're looking at a team that could dominate not just one season, but for years to come. It's not just about competing in the WNBA's next chapter, it's about defining it. Indiana, the ball's in your court. The time to act is now. Don't just watch greatness happen, make it happen. And before you go, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more WNBA insights and updates.